So here we are talking about Joe Brady again after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And not 24 hours after LSU wins the program's fourth national championship, passing game coordinator Joe Brady is out the door and on to the NFL, the No Fun League, joining former college football head coach Matt Rhule as his offense coordinator. David Tepper wanted Matt Rhule, and Matt Rhule wanted Joe Brady. Everybody gets what they want. I can't wait to see how much money it took to lure the 30-year-old wonderkin away from Baton Rouge, where not Saturday, which is like 3 days ago, he was like, what are you going to be doing next year? He said, I hope I'm a Tiger. Yeah, sure you do there, Joe. Couldn't wait to get back to the NFL. Even after they got a memorandum of agreement for a 3-year, $3 million that I wasted 10 minutes talking about how that was such a good idea, but also noting the clause that was in it that said, look, we're preventing you from taking another assistant job in college football by signing this 3-year deal. We are not, however, going to prevent you from returning to the NFL. And now it feels like that was just kind of a safeguard because they always knew that Brady was out the door, which also means we get to have a really good discussion over the course of the next year about how good Joe Brady is as a play caller and how good he is at managing a football team. One of the things that was fascinating about LSU and its historic run to being what is the greatest college football team or the greatest college football season of all time is the Borg in the box that was Steve Ensminger and Joe Brady. Now, if you're watching LSU football, and I watched a ton because they were just that good, you'll notice that Joe Brady does a lot of talking in that box. Steve Ensminger, not so much. And the way that Ed Orgeron described it back in September was, look, Coach Ensminger is involved in a lot of this, 90% of this, and it basically comes down to veto power. And Joe Brady's out there helping with the game plan. But it was also Ensminger that went to Orgeron and said, this kid that we saw with the Saints organization as an offensive assistant, I think he's really smart. I think he's a guy to keep an eye on. A year later, they were like, hey, maybe we need to bring that guy on to help us modernize our offense that is stuck in the Stone Ages. Remember, LSU was 3 yards in a cloud of dust up until this year. Joe Brady was just the quarterback up until this year. Insert Joe Brady into the offense. Insert the idea with the wide receivers that you're going to catch over 1,000 footballs over the course of a year and that we are going to run pass option and we're going to put the ball in the hands of our quarterback and try to spread it out to our skill players by throwing the football around, and you get Joe Brady. Remember, Clyde Edwards-Helaire caught more passes this season from his position than anybody in an LSU backfield since 1985. Remember, Justin Jefferson had 114 catches from the slot. Remember, Jamar Chase had fewer than 100 catches, still put up over 1,700 yards from his number spot as an X-receiver and was taking the top off the defense to the tune of over 200 yards against the best defense in football, won the Biletnikoff Award on his way. Terrence Marshall is another dude. Thad Moss is another dude. And Joe Burrow shows what you can do if you just let the quarterback cook, y'all. 5,671 yards passing this season, en route to the most yardage by any football team in the history of the sport. 8,526, the most points scored in a single season in the history of the sport. 726, 48 plus a game. Ed Orgeron lifting the trophy. But Joe Burrow also gets to show whether or not he is a one-year wonderkin. We all believe that he's going to be drafted first overall by the Cincinnati Bengals, who are going to move on from Andy Dalton and possibly even Ryan Finley. But if he ain't, he's not going to make it past the top 5. He ain't going to slide. He's going to be that dude. He can just see the field that way. How much of that was Joe Brady in the box saying this is what's working? Like when they went to empty against Clemson so that they could just see all the blitzes coming in and help the offensive line pick it up. You could see that the offensive line didn't know what was coming and who it was coming from. And Burrow, rather than getting frustrated with his offensive line, getting frustrated with himself because he just wasn't seeing it the way he needed to be seeing it. It was really getting muddied up with that 3-man front and then bringing 4 or 5 and even 0 sometimes. And when they were able to get into the backfield, they made things a little bit difficult for Burrow in the first half. He saw it. They picked it up. They went to empty much more often in the second half, started carving people up left and right, taking out, basically scheming Isaiah Simmons out of the game, forcing him to play coverage to one side of the field and then throwing the football to the other. Masterful work there. But one of the reasons that I liked Steve Ensminger as the offensive coordinator was his control. Tremendous control of the offense. I don't know if Joe Brady has that. We're going to find out, because being 30 and being an offensive coordinator for grown-ass men is one thing. I'm 32. I'm telling you, it would be daunting for me. Lincoln Riley is 3 years older than me. Going to turn 37 this year. It's a daunting thing for college football kids, right? It's going to be ridiculously daunting when you got a man out there that's been playing in this league for 11 years, right? To say nothing of, what are you going to do with quarterback? Is Cam Newton going to be your guy? You're going to move on from Cam Newton? How is that going to look? How's it going to feel? Is Will Greer going to be your guy? Kyle Allen probably going to be your guy. You're going to draft a quarterback? What is Matt Rhule going to do with his defensive coordinator? So many interesting questions, because it feels like David Tepper wanted Matt Rhule and Matt Rhule wanted Joe Brady so that they could fill out a college-style NFL offense. We'll see what a college-style NFL defense might do. Maybe. I doubt it, just because speed's a little bit different. But making the defense wrong is what Joe Brady does best. Get to find out how much of this is Brady, how much of this is Burrow. We think it's a lot of Brady and a little bit of Burrow. But now we get to find out for sure. Also makes this really interesting for the D'Eriq King sweepstakes, because one of the attractions to LSU was obviously the passing game coordinator. And it ain't like they're going to go away from the offense, but it ain't going to be the same dude helping you draw up the game plan. Now, does that send him further to Arkansas? Or as some people might say, maybe with the Pirate in Mississippi State, Mike Leach? What does he want to do? Lane Kiffin might even give him a call, because it ain't like John Rice Plumlee was built to run the same sort of offense that Lane Kiffin wants to run, like he ran at Alabama or even Florida Atlantic. There are lots of good landing spots, right? I picked Arkansas because it's the natural glove fit with Kendall Browse as the offensive coordinator, but D'Eriq King's going to have his pick of where he would like to go in the Southeastern Conference, but I sincerely believe that's where he's going to play football. It ain't going to be Oklahoma, all right? It's not. 5-star kiddo, Spencer Rattler. Everybody loves him. And put it in perspective, the dude that was ranked number 2 this year in the 2019 class, or last year, Bo Nix. All he did was beat Bama. One of the dudes in the top 10, Sam Howell, had the best season of any freshman quarterback in the country last year. Going to be fascinating to watch if Spencer Rattler can really top all of that, because he's got the ranking to go with it. But all of this is really, really cool as we continue to have discussions about what it is that Joe Brady might be able to do with North Carolina, with the Carolina Panthers. What are they going to do with their wide receivers? What are they going to do with the backs? Having a guy like Christian McCaffrey, where Clyde Edwards-Helaire was, that feels like the first pick in anybody's fantasy football draft this year, if he ain't already. If you got him in a keeper league, I hate you. But I got Josh Jacobs, so that's cool. PFWA Offensive Rookie of the Year. What's up, Tulsa? What's up? Yeah, Josh Jacobs, you my man. Josh Jacobs, you my man. You my man. You on my fantasy team. I got you in the keeper league. Like, I'm going to keep you and probably like Darren Waller, maybe Kamara. But also get back to Brady and Joe Burrow. Shouts to Joe Burrow, who gave his signed autographed jersey to Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas believed in Joe Burrow, said, hey, look, respect the man that had it all lost and got it all back. That's big time. But you know what else big time? OBJ handed out stacks in midfield. Now, as my man Ron Burgundy would say about you saying that it was fake money that your man was ripping out with the grip and handing into Justin Jefferson's hand, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I do believe that there was some sort of bounty or some sort of bet about who was going to win what, and OBJ was out there handing out stacks. That's the best announcement that I'm going pro I've ever seen from anybody ever. Justin Jefferson, OBJ, y'all the truth for this. Also, styling with these cigars in the back. I love how they get down in NOLA. I love how they get down in Baton Rouge. Some of y'all fans is a little off. Some of y'all fans is really tight. I feel like only the bad fans from LSU show up on the comments of this channel, man. I feel like there's so many other folks that just don't care or don't know about this college football channel, but I don't want to lump y'all in with the dudes I've been dealing with, because, I mean, straight up, some of y'all just been mean. But it's all right. It's cool. Gloat. I've called you Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time. Bask in that. All right. That's it for me. Doses.